It's Friday, which means it's time to deploy. Jim is unavailable this week, but that's all right. He sends his regards. Let's go ahead and get into the latest news. So we are currently running a survey called the State of GitOps. Excuse me. This is being run for the next few weeks slash months. We are asking for your input on what you feel, what you're using around GitOps. And the whole purpose of this is to create a report entitled The State of GitOps. This will be coming soon, obviously, and you can go to this website, this page, which is set up to contribute and give us your feedback. So this will be written by Steve Fenton, who's written many articles. We've highlighted many of them during Deploy on Friday, but we would really, really value your feedback. And to help incentivize you, we will be offering a prize draw for a chance to win one of 5 $100 Amazon vouchers. So please feel free to fill out the survey. It should only take a few minutes. We'd really, really appreciate it. Last week, we announced the enterprise support for Argo CD, and this is a blog post from Dan talking a little bit about that enterprise support for Argo and priority fixes from Argo maintainers now available as a service to all Argo users. So essentially, our announcement that we posted last week on Deploy on Friday, and we've been talking a little bit about it, you may have seen it in the press, has been obviously complemented by this post here by Dan. So if you want to read more about this, you can check out his blog post to find out more information. This is a blog post from Ella entitled Integrating ServiceNow and Octopus to Increase Efficiency, Unily's Story. So we have a customer, Unily, that did a case study recently, and their case study focused around using Octopus and combining that with ServiceNow for controlling deployments. So ServiceNow is an ITSM management tool. It provides a whole bunch of other capabilities as well. It's a massive tool. But what it allows you to do through its DevOps integration is allow you to control when releases go out, and how that integrates with Octopus is a core capability of the tool itself. And so Ella here in this blog post talks a little bit about how Unily is using ServiceNow as part of its deployment platform. And in particular, they're utilizing in concert, that is ServiceNow and Octopus Deploy to do deployments. And so she talks a little bit about how they're utilizing the two together. Some of the highlights, which include a 10x increase in deployments without growing the team, which is awesome. Engineers can process automation to focus on other tasks, which is an obvious win. More deployment slots are made available. Ensured compliance and reduced risk thanks to guardrails, and then simplified maintenance through automated tasks. So these and other capabilities are certainly things that you can accomplish with scenarios like this. And if you want to read more about Unily's case study, you can check it out up on our website. So that's a post from Ella. We have another post here from Steve. Yes, Steve has been busy. This one's entitled Stop Blaming Regulation for Poor Software Delivery Performance. So this is a blog post that talks a little bit about how there tends to be a difference between the different industries that are out there, regulated versus non-regulated. And there's sort of this myth that if you're in a more regulated industry, your performance can suffer in terms of your deployments, et cetera, because of the fact you have to go through a little bit more scrutiny. And Steve's argument here is that's not the case. In fact, that's a bit of a myth. Through automation and through other means, you can actually achieve very high throughput, very fast performing teams, simply by utilizing tools that are available, namely Octopus Deploy and others. So he sets the stage here talking a little bit about how there's a throughput versus stability trade-off, talking and highlighting DORA's 4 key metrics, which we also surface through the tool. So you'll see it up on the Insights panel there if you bring it up in Octopus Deploy. And talking a little bit about how you can actually accomplish the same sort of tight regulation and throughput by simply utilizing automation. And so if you're all interested about finding out more information about this, you can check out Steve's blog post. He cites examples of various industries and their performance on the metrics that DORA has provided, etc. So really cool article. I read this earlier today, and something that you can provide to maybe a stakeholder if they're pushing back a little bit on the automation front. This is another article entitled How to Jumpstart Your Stalled Kubernetes Migration. This was written by Vicky, and this is again on the new stack. And this talks a little bit about how, some folks may be hesitant towards containers and Kubernetes and all of that stuff. And so there are some roadblocks that are mentioned as part of this. But the key point here is that you can begin your migration today. And in fact, we actually have a webinar coming up, which is highlighted here. Chris Perillo will be hosting Bob and Dan talking about a leader's guide to Kubernetes CD at scale, or Kubernetes continuous delivery at scale. and this is going to be hosted on October 9th. And so this is going to be part of this this story about how to kickstart your migration over to Kubernetes. Dan and Bob will be talking about this at great length. And speaking of webinars, they are listed here. We also have a webinar on October 1st. Dan will be hosting this one entitled 5 Common Argo CD Issues and How to Fix Them. So Dan's going to talk a little bit about some of the common issues that you see with Argo CD. In addition to that, he'll be talking about the enterprise support that we now have featured through CodeFresh, which is awesome. And of course, Bob and Dan are going to be co-hosting this webinar with Chris Perillo later on October 9th. Now, I know there are only 2 webinars currently hosted on our page. There are more coming. So we have plenty more coming. Stay tuned to the website for more details as they become available. Speaking of webinars, this is a webinar that we recently hosted entitled Kubernetes Deployment Strategies, Shifting from Jenkins to Modern CD. This was co-hosted with our partners DevTools, and this was a very popular webinar. We had a huge amount of people attend this live, and the recording for this is now available up on YouTube. So if you're all curious about finding how to migrate from, say, a Jenkins, all shadow CD sort of environment DIY to something that is utilizing something a little bit more structured and common like Argo CD, check out this recording up on our YouTube channel. We have a bunch of events coming up. We have GitHub Universe, KubeCon, and of course Shipped. KubeCon and GitHub Universe are 2 massive events. And to help let folks know what we're going to do there, we actually have a couple of pages I'd like to point you to. So the first one is this one, which is highlighting GitHub Universe. We're going to be hosting a boba bar at GitHub Universe, which is going to be awesome. So GitHub Universe is going to be a key event for us for 2024. It's in San Francisco. If you happen to be in San Francisco or you're going to GitHub Universe, we'd love to see you. You can't miss us. We're going to be right in the center of the festivities. We're going to have a big boba bar set up so you can come, fill out a survey, and get a boba tea, and then check out some demos of Octopus. In addition to that, we're going to be hosting an event at the Tipsy Pig, which I've highlighted here a number of times. So again, on the evening of October 29th. And then in addition to that, we also have a couple of presentations, one by James Chatmus entitled Scaling CD with Octopus and GitHub Copilot, and another one by Matt Casperson saying, hey, where's my deployment? Simplify CD with Octopus and GitHub Copilot. So these 2 you can check out. You can read more about this up on our landing page for this event. And KubeCon also is just around the corner. This is in November. We're really looking forward to this one. We're going to have a massive booth as well. This is in Salt Lake City. If you haven't been there, definitely a great place to check out. Got a lot of stuff coming up. Costas will be talking. He'll be doing a number of live demos and talks. If you have any questions, you can hit us up at the booth. We also have a Top Golf event that we'll be hosting. So for those who are, working on their swing and want to hit a couple of golf balls, you can join us at Top Golf. Make sure to register for that. Colin will be speaking at Kubernetes on Edge Day. This is a sort of side conference that they have. In addition to running ArgoCon and a bunch of other side conferences around KubeCon, this is something that Colin will be doing. This will be on Tuesday, November 12th, and he'll be talking about scaling Kubernetes deployments at the edge with Argo and more. Kubernetes at the edge is a very popular sort of topic at the moment. It's utilized by a number of customers. A lot of great blog posts have been written about this, which is cool. We also have some really cool talks at ArgoCon. So Paul will be there talking about Argo is winning everywhere. You can check that out. We've got Regina, who's the OSS lead at Octopus Deploy, alongside with Dag, who will be talking about GitOps safety, rendering accurate Argo CD diffs directly on pull requests. Dan will be talking about how we try not to delete everything. Whoops, how not to accidentally delete everything. He'll be talking at ArgoCon. And then wrapping things up, we've got Costas alongside with Anastasia talking about stop deploying blind using observability and Argo rollouts to light the way. So these and other events we're going to be hosting very, very soon. KubeCon, North America, and GitHub Universe. So look forward to that. And then to wrap up on the event side, we've got this one event coming up in Manchester. This is the DevEx Connect Summit in Manchester on October 29th, same day as GitHub Universe. So if you happen not to be in the US, but you happen to be in the UK, we'd love to see you at this event. We've got over 40 speakers, 300 attendees. If you're wondering all the things around developer experience and want to read more about this and listen to some great speakers, this is an event that we're involved with. We would love to see you there. And then finally, this was a video that was posted by the folks over at KAMSA, talking about the the philosophy we have around compensation that Paul blogged about. And this was kind of like an unexpected surprise. This was a video that was posted by Kamsa talking a little bit about the comm strategy over at Octopus Deploy, which is really, really cool to see. People are picking up on this. They seem to be pretty impressed with the way in which we're being transparent and how we share that information with others. And that, as I say, is the news. Again, Jim sends his apologies, but he will be here next week. And until next time, happy deployments, everyone. Take care.